Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. And for today's video, tuturuan ko kayo kung paano gamitin ang dalawang Excel formula na karaniwang ginagamit sa office or kung may mga sarili kayong business. Ito ay ang SUMIFS and COUNTIFS functions. For today's video, meron tayong isang sample table dito with the month, location, product, and sales. And on the second table, ito yung mga criteria na gagamitin natin to get the total sales or sum of sales of each product or each criteria. Now, for the first example, kukunin natin yung total sales ng lahat ng products in all locations for the month of February. But please take note of the difference between SUMIF and SUMIF with an S. Gagamit tayo ng SUMIF if meron tayong isang criteria. But if we have two or more criteria, gagamit tayo ng SUMIFs. Let me show you an example. Now, first example, since meron tayong isang criteria lang, gagamit tayo ng SUMIF, open parenthesis, and then as you can see, meron tayong range, criteria, sum range. Meaning, ito yung pinaka-instruction na kailangan nating i-follow. Now, for this example, for the range, i-highlight natin yung isang column kung nasaan yung ating criteria, which is February. So, nandito siya. Then, comma. Now, for the criteria, of course, February, yung criteria natin. Then, comma. And for the sum range, i-highlight natin ngayon yung isang column kung saan kukunin natin yung total sales. So, ito yun. And then, close parenthesis, enter. So, we have 3,042. Let's check. February. Okay. So, how much? 3,042. Ayan, 3,042. So, we are going to use SUMIF kung iisa lang ang criteria natin. So, what if meron tayong dalawang criteria? So, we're going to use SUMIFs, open parenthesis. And as you can see, mas nauna yung sum range kumpara sa ating mga criteria. Bakit? Kailangan muna nating makuha yung column kung saan natin kukunin yung sum or yung total based sa mga criteria natin. For example, SUMIFs for the first criteria for the sum range. So, kailangan nating i-highlight yung column with the sales. Then, first criteria range natin, February. So, nandito yun. So, yung criteria natin is yung February, open parenthesis. Kung mapapansin nyo, we need to get the second criteria range. So, yung criteria natin is shampoo. So, meron tayo dito, product column, comma, and then, criteria number 2. So, ito yun, yung product natin. Then, close parenthesis, enter. So, we have 2029. Check natin. For the month of February. And then, yung product natin, shampoo. So, we have 2029. So, ito yun. Alright? So, next example. We have 3 different criteria. Month, product, and location. So, same thing. Magdadagdag lang tayo ng panibagong criteria. So, let's use again SUMIFs, open parenthesis. Sum range natin, which is yung sales column. And then, comma. First criteria range natin is yung month. Then, yung first criteria natin is yung February, comma. Next, second criteria range natin, which is yung product, comma. And then, yung second criteria natin, yung product ulit, yung shampoo. Then, comma. Yung third criteria range natin, Manila to, so location. then comma. Third criteria natin is yung location, which is Manila. Then close parenthesis, enter. So we have 1,519. Check natin. Month is February. Then yung product natin, which is shampoo. Okay, and then yung location natin, which is Manila. So we have 1,519. So ito yun. There you go. Now, for the fourth example, so you can see meron tayong isang criteria dito which is greater than 500. So for this example, kukunin lang natin yung total sales for the month of February ng shampoo with greater than 500. Let me show you how. So SUMIFS again, open parenthesis. So for the sum range, of course, yung sales column natin, comma. And then yung first criteria range natin, remember we have the first criteria February. So highlight natin yung month column. And then yung first criteria natin which is February. Then comma. Second range natin is yung product. So ito yun. Comma. And then yung second criteria natin which is shampoo. Comma. And then yung third criteria range natin, remember sa third criteria, we will only get those products or those numbers with greater than 500. So for the third range, highlight ulit natin yung sales column, comma, and then yung third criteria natin which is greater than 500. Then close parenthesis, okay. So we have 1,540 for the month of February. Shampoo yung product with 500 or greater than 500 pesos. So let's check. So we have month, which is February. Then product natin is shampoo. So for those products or for those sales with greater than 500, so we have 1, 2, and 3. So we have 1,540. There you go. So this is how you use SUMIF or SUMIFS function. Now, kung meron tayong SUMIFS function, we also have COUNTIFS function. Let me show you an example. Alright, so count the number of products with the below criteria. So for the first example, we only have one criteria which is February. So same thing, pag sinabi natin count if, we only have one criteria, and when we say count ifs with an S, we have two or more criteria. So for the first example, we only have one. So let's use count if, open parenthesis, and meron tayong range and criteria. So for the range, highlight natin yung column, and then i-count niya yung lahat ng cells with this criteria, which is February. Close parenthesis, and then enter. So we have 6 cells with February. Let's check for the month. So we have February. So we have 6 counts of cells with February. Now, for the next example, we have two different criteria. So, gagamit tayo ngayon ng count, ifs, and then open parenthesis. And as you can see, meron tayong first criteria range. Depende sa ating criteria. Now, yung first criteria natin is February. So, highlight natin ngayon yung column. Alright. Month, column, and then comma. And then yung first criteria natin, which is February, comma, and then yung second criteria range, which is yung product, okay, then comma, then yung second criteria natin, which is shampoo, there you go, close parenthesis, enter. So we have 4 cells with February and shampoo. So let's check. February, and then yung product natin, is shampoo. There you go. So we have 4 cells for the month of February and shampoo yung product. Alright? Next example, we have 3 different criteria. So, gamit ulit tayo ng count ifs, open parentheses. Yung first criteria range, pag sinabi nating range, ito yung iha-highlight natin kung saan manggagaling yung answer or sagot. So, first criteria range, meron tayong February. So, highlight natin yung month, column, comma. Then, yung first criteria natin is February, comma. Second criteria range, shampoo. So, highlight natin yung product column, comma. And then, the second criteria is yung product natin, comma. Third criteria range. So, we have location. Highlight natin tong location, comma. Third criteria is Manila. Then, close parenthesis, enter. So, we have 3 cells sa February, shampoo, and Manila. Let's check. So, February, and then shampoo, and then location natin is Manila. There you go. So, we have 3 cells na merong February, shampoo, and Manila. So, last example, we have February, shampoo, and then we will only count those cells na merong greater than 500 sa ating sales column. Let me show you an example. So, COUNTIFS, open parenthesis. Yung first criteria range is yung month. So, highlight natin yung month column, and then, comma, yung first criteria natin, which is February, comma, and then, second criteria range, which is product, comma, and then yung second criteria, so itong shampoo, comma, and then yung third criteria range natin is, of course, yung sales. So, highlight natin yung sales column, and then, comma, third criteria is greater than 500. Close parenthesis. So we have 3 different cells. Let's check. So we have February, then product natin is shampoo, and then we have 4 different sales here, pero ang hinahanap natin is greater than 500 only. So we have 1, 2, and 3. There you go. So that's how you use COUNTIFS function.